This vitamin reversed nerve damage in 14 days after 60. The sensation of thousands of tiny, invisible needles pricking your hands or feet, a relentless, agonizing torment that steals your peace. Or perhaps you've been jolted awake in the dead of night, not by a nightmare, but by the sheer, unbearable weight of your bedsheets against your toes, a seemingly innocuous touch transformed into exquisite pain. These aren't minor inconveniences to be shrugged off. They are urgent dispatches from your body, signals that demand immediate and undivided attention. What many are told is simply bad circulation or an inevitable part of aging is, in reality, a profound biological distress signal. It is the cry of nerves quite literally starving to death, trapped in a silent, progressive crisis unfolding within your own body, a crisis for which the standard medical advice of merely managing the pain is tragically failing millions of seniors worldwide. This suffering is not just discomfort, it is a profound communication from the very wiring of your existence, a desperate plea for vital nourishment and support. This starvation of your nerves is far from accidental. And the most crucial truth to grasp is that in countless cases, this decline is not irreversible. My name is Dr. Michael Kent, and through my extensive career dedicated to analyzing senior health, I have witnessed firsthand the profound transformation in patients who once believed their fate was sealed. I've encountered individuals who had resigned themselves to a life of perpetual numbness, so severe they could no longer feel the gas pedal beneath their foot, preventing them from driving, or struggled with the simple act of buttoning their own shirts, losing a piece of their independence. I've comforted those terrified of walking on uneven ground, fearing a fall that could shatter their world, all due to the terrifying loss of sensation and balance. Yet, these very patients, through targeted intervention, have managed to not only halt, but, astonishingly, reverse this debilitating decline. Their success wasn't achieved with stronger, more addictive painkillers that only masked the problem. Instead, they unlocked a specific metabolic switch, a fundamental mechanism that governs how your nerves access and consume the vital fuel they need to thrive. Today, I am committed to guiding you through a comprehensive masterclass, a deep dive into the science of nerve repair that moves far beyond superficial solutions. I will reveal the precise fat-soluble nutrient capable of bypassing cellular blockages, expose common healthy habits that are, ironically, accelerating nerve damage, and lay out the exact protocol required to meticulously rebuild your body's intricate internal wiring, restoring sensation and function. Before we can truly embrace the solution, we must face the unvarnished truth about the problem itself. Without a crystal clear understanding of the underlying mechanism, any attempt at repair will be futile, akin to trying to fix a complex machine without knowing how it operates. The condition we are delving into is known as peripheral neuropathy. Let's break down this term for clarity. Peripheral refers to the outer extremities of your body, primarily your hands and feet. Neuro signifies nerves, the intricate network of communication cables that crisscross your entire system. And pathy denotes suffering or disease. Thus, peripheral neuropathy is quite literally the suffering of your outer nerves. It often begins insidiously, a whisper before it becomes a roar. Perhaps you experience the unsettling sensation of walking on a crumpled sock, even when your feet are bare, a phantom texture that distorts reality. Or you might touch your feet, finding them ice-cold externally, yet internally they burn with an unbearable fire. These are not just odd feelings, they are contradictory signals, desperate messages from a confused brain, struggling to make sense of a connection that is actively fraying. The vital wire linking your brain to your foot is being compromised, losing its integrity and ability to transmit clear signals. This deterioration is a phenomenon we term dying back. To truly grasp its implications, envision a long, robust electrical cord securely plugged into a wall socket, powering a lamp at its distant end. The lamp glows brightly, receiving its full current. Now, picture what happens if you ever so slightly pull that plug halfway out of the socket. The lamp doesn't immediately go dark. Instead, it begins to flicker erratically, dimly, signaling an interruption in its power supply. In the intricate tapestry of your body, your foot represents that flickering lamp, and the extended electrical cord is analogous to your sciatic nerve, the longest nerve in your entire body, stretching from your lower back all the way down to your toes. Because of its immense length, the sciatic nerve, along with other peripheral nerves, is the most challenging to adequately nourish and sustain. When your body faces a crisis, whether triggered by chronically elevated blood sugar levels, systemic inflammation that rages silently, or critical nutrient deficiencies, it enters a state of emergency. Its inherent wisdom dictates that resources must be rationed. It prioritizes the protection of your most vital organs, your heart, brain, and lungs, by strategically diverting energy and nutrients away from the extremities. Your feet, being at the farthest reaches of this supply line, are the very first to experience this cutoff. That persistent tingling sensation, that prickling, that dull ache, these are not random occurrences. They are the physiological equivalent of that dying lamp's flicker, the audible cry of a nerve cell starved for the oxygen and glucose it so desperately needs but can no longer reach. It is a warning, a desperate plea for help before the light goes out entirely. So the fundamental question arises: why are these crucial nerves starving? The primary culprit in many cases is a destructive process known as glycation. To understand this, let's use a simple yet vivid analogy. Visualize a fresh raw egg. It's white, transparent, fluid, and perfectly pliable. Now, imagine the transformative effect of cracking that same egg onto a scorching hot sidewalk on a summer day. Within moments, the egg white changes dramatically. It coagulates, turning opaque white, becoming hard, even crispy. This stark visual perfectly illustrates the insidious damage that excess sugar inflicts upon the delicate proteins throughout your body. When blood sugar levels remain even marginally elevated over extended periods, a condition alarmingly common in individuals with prediabetes and insulin resistance, often persisting for decades without clear symptoms, it initiates a biochemical catastrophe. This sustained exposure to sugar creates a sticky, toxic sludge that mercilessly coats your nerve endings, hindering their proper function. This vile residue is scientifically referred to as advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, a tragically appropriate acronym, as these compounds dramatically accelerate the aging and damage processes within your tissues. This sugar rust, as it can be aptly described, gradually gums up the tiny, vital blood vessels known as the vasa nervorum. These microscopic capillaries are specifically designed to deliver life-sustaining nutrients and oxygen directly to your nerves. When these critical supply lines become clogged and hardened by the sugar rust, the nerve begins to suffocate. It gasps for air, for nourishment, for the very essence of life. This agonizing state of suffocation triggers a panic signal, which is relayed to your brain and interpreted as the excruciating pain, intense burning, or those sudden, sharp electric shocks you experience. Ultimately, if this suffocation is allowed to persist unchecked, the nerve simply succumbs. It dies. The pain, once a constant torment, suddenly ceases, replaced by a terrifying, ominous numbness. This, make no mistake, is the danger zone. Pain, however unpleasant, serves as a warning system, a biological alarm bell. Numbness, however, is a profound silence, a sign that the alarm system itself has been irrevocably damaged. When you can no longer feel your feet, even a small cut can go unnoticed, festering into a dangerous ulcer, leading to severe infection, or, in the gravest scenarios, requiring amputation. This grave reality underscores the absolute urgency of intervention. We must act decisively before the silence becomes tragically permanent, before the nerve pathways are utterly destroyed. The intervention, the pathway to restoring life to these starving nerves, begins with a remarkable molecule called benfotiamine. This is where the scientific understanding transitions from grim reality to exhilarating hope. Your body is not defenseless against the onslaught of this sugar rust. It possesses an innate, built-in defense mechanism, an enzyme called transketolase. Think of transketolase as your body's highly specialized internal vacuum cleaner, meticulously engineered to seek out and absorb the toxic sugar byproducts, those AGEs, and then efficiently convert them into harmless, usable energy. When this enzyme is operating at its peak efficiency, at 100% capacity, your precious nerves are fully protected. They remain clean, flexible, and perfectly conductive, transmitting signals with unimpeded clarity. However, and this is the critical catch, transketolase, like any sophisticated machine, has a battery. It absolutely requires one specific essential fuel source to activate and perform its vital function. Without this precise fuel, this enzymatic vacuum cleaner remains dormant, sitting lifelessly in the corner while the destructive sugar rust relentlessly accumulates, progressively destroying your delicate nerve tissue. That indispensable fuel, the ignition key for your entire nerve repair engine, is a specific form of vitamin B1, commonly known as thiamine. Without adequate levels of this particular form of thiamine, transketolase simply cannot function, and the relentless progression of nerve damage and eventual death becomes an almost inevitable outcome. At this point, you might logically be thinking, Dr. Kent, I already addressed this. I take a daily multivitamin. I regularly consume bread and cereal products fortified with B1. Surely I should be protected. I should be fine. This line of reasoning, regrettably, leads to a common and often fatal mistake in nerve health. The form of B1 predominantly found in most generic multivitamins and widely used in fortified foods is called thiamine mononitrate or thiamine hydrochloride. These are both water-soluble forms of the vitamin. While they are undeniably inexpensive to produce, making them ubiquitous in mass-market supplements and food products, your body, particularly as you age, is remarkably inefficient at absorbing them. As we advance in years, our digestive lining undergoes significant changes. Our production of essential stomach acid often diminishes, and our overall capacity to transport water-soluble nutrients across the critical gut barrier into the bloodstream declines substantially. Scientific studies indicate that when you ingest a standard water-soluble B1 pill, as little as 5% of that nutrient might actually make its way into your bloodstream. And critically, an even smaller fraction of that meager amount ever manages to penetrate the nerve cell itself. Why such a significant barrier? Because your nerve cells are exquisitely protected by a specialized fatty layer known as the myelin sheath. Attempting to force a water-soluble vitamin through this fat-soluble membrane is physiologically analogous to trying to mix oil and water. They fundamentally repel each other. Consequently, you could have seemingly normal B1 levels detected in your blood work, yet your nerves are functionally starving, paradoxically deficient because the essential nutrient simply cannot gain entry into the cellular interior where it is desperately needed to activate transketolase. This crucial understanding leads us directly to the first foundational pillar of our comprehensive nerve repair protocol, benfotiamine. Benfotiamine is not merely a better version of B1, it possesses a fundamentally different molecular structure. It is a unique, fat-soluble derivative of thiamine, a crucial distinction that grants it unparalleled bioavailability and efficacy. Because benfotiamine is inherently fat-soluble, it eliminates the need for complex, often inefficient special transporters to facilitate its entry into your body's systems. Instead, it effortlessly slides through the fatty cell membranes of your gut, permeable to the walls of your blood vessels, and, most importantly, it readily crosses the protective, fatty myelin sheath that encases your nerve cells. This direct access is revolutionary. Groundbreaking research published in respected journals like the International Journal of Clinical Pharmacology has unequivocally demonstrated that benfotiamine dramatically increases the levels of active thiamine within nerve tissue by an astonishing margin, up to 360% higher compared to standard water-soluble B1 supplements. This isn't a subtle improvement. It's the difference between attempting to extinguish a raging fire by throwing a single cup of water at it and deploying a high-pressure, industrial-grade fire hose. When benfotiamine effectively floods the nerve cell, it acts as an immediate catalyst. instantly awakening the dormant transcatolase enzyme. The specialized vacuum cleaner roars to life, commencing its vital work of scrubbing away the toxic sugar metabolites that have accumulated and suffocated the nerve. Simultaneously, it effectively reopens the critical pathways for efficient energy production within the cell. This profound metabolic shift is precisely why patients so frequently report tangible improvements in their symptoms within a matter of weeks, sometimes even days. Benfotiamine directly addresses the root cause, the metabolic blockage that starves the nerves, restoring their ability to thrive. However, our discussion would be incomplete without addressing a significant factor that can exacerbate this crucial deficiency: your medication. If you are currently taking metformin for diabetes or diuretics, commonly known as water pills, for managing high blood pressure, or even if you rely on chronic antacids for persistent heartburn, you are, unknowingly, being robbed of essential nutrients. These prescription drugs, while often life-saving for their intended purposes, are known as nutrient depleters. Metformin, for instance, is an incredibly valuable drug for controlling blood sugar, but it is notorious for interfering with vitamin B1 metabolism and significantly blocking the absorption of vitamin B12. Diuretics, while effectively flushing excess fluids from your kidneys, indiscriminately carry water-soluble vitamins like B1 right out of your system along with them. It presents a cruel irony. The very medications prescribed to manage the underlying conditions that frequently cause neuropathy, such as diabetes and hypertension, can inadvertently accelerate the nerve damage by actively depleting the very nutrients required for repair and regeneration. This revelation is absolutely not a directive to cease your prescribed medication. Doing so without medical supervision would be dangerous and irresponsible. Rather, it serves as a mandatory, urgent call to supplement intelligently and strategically. You are, in essence, attempting to fill a bucket with a significant hole in its bottom. To succeed, you must pour water into it faster than it leaks out. Therefore, targeted supplementation becomes not just beneficial, but absolutely essential to counteract these pharmaceutical nutrient losses. Now, let's advance to the second critical pillar of our comprehensive nerve repair protocol. While benfotiamine effectively fuels the engine of nerve function and clears the metabolic pathways, we must also address the structural damage that has unfortunately already occurred. The delicate insulation surrounding your nerve wires, the vital myelin sheath, has likely become tattered, compromised, or even overtly damaged. To meticulously rebuild and restore this crucial protective layer, we turn to the master antioxidant, alpha-lipoic acid, or ALA. Unlike the vast majority of antioxidants, which are either water-soluble, working only in aqueous environments, or fat-soluble, working only in lipid environments, ALA boasts a unique dual solubility. This remarkable property allows it to traverse and exert its powerful therapeutic effects in both water-based and fat-based compartments of the nerve cell, granting it access to every single part of the intricate neural structure. Its primary and incredibly vital role is to drastically reduce oxidative stress, that insidious biological rusting process we discussed earlier, which further degrades nerve tissue. The scientific evidence supporting ALA's efficacy is exceptionally robust. In Germany, for example, alpha-lipoic acid has been formally approved as a standard medical treatment for diabetic neuropathy for many decades, a testament to its proven benefits. Extensive research consistently demonstrates that ALA significantly improves nerve conduction velocity, which is the crucial speed at which electrical signals travel along your nerves. When your nerves conduct signals faster and more efficiently, your balance improves dramatically, allowing you to feel the ground beneath your feet instantly rather than experiencing a disorienting delay. This enhanced proprioception can prevent falls and restore confidence in movement. However, it is paramount that you exercise extreme caution and discernment when selecting an ALA supplement. Most inexpensive, mass-market supplements contain a 50-50 racemic blend of S-lipoic acid, a synthetic, less effective isomer, and R-lipoic acid, the natural biologically active form. The synthetic S-lipoic acid is not only poorly absorbed by your body, but it can also, alarmingly, interfere with and even block the beneficial actions of the natural R-lipoic acid. Therefore, when purchasing, you must specifically seek out stabilized R-lipoic acid. While it may be a more expensive option, its cost is justified by its biological identity to what your body naturally produces, ensuring maximum absorption and therapeutic benefit. The third indispensable pillar in our nerve repair journey is vitamin B12, but here, the specific form is absolutely paramount. We are talking about methylcobalamin. Consider B12 as the essential construction worker of your nerves. It is an absolute requirement for the synthesis and maintenance of the myelin sheath, that critical fatty insulation that protects your nerve fibers and ensures efficient signal transmission. Without sufficient B12, your nerves are akin to bare electrical wires, prone to short-circuiting every time they touch or are stressed, leading to impaired function and further damage. Alarmingly, a vast number of seniors suffer from B12 deficiency because, much like B1, its absorption is heavily reliant on robust stomach acid production. If you have been taking antacids or proton pump inhibitors, PPIs, for years to manage heartburn or reflux, your B12 levels are almost certainly compromised and likely dangerously low. But here, another crucial warning must be issued. Under no circumstances should you opt for cyanocobalamin. This is the synthetic form of B12 commonly found in cheap, mass-produced vitamins. Cyanocobalamin contains a cyanide molecule, albeit in tiny amounts, that your liver must then expend energy and resources to detoxify before the B12 can even be utilized. This places an unnecessary burden on an already stressed system. Always, without exception, choose methylcobalamin. This premethylated form is biologically active, meaning it is immediately ready for your body to absorb and directly employ in the critical processes of nerve repair and myelin synthesis, bypassing the need for conversion and detoxification. Now we must address a hidden danger that I frequently encounter, especially in the comments section of my discussions. The misconception that all B vitamins are good for nerves, so more is better. This belief often leads individuals to consume high-dose B-complex supplements containing excessive amounts of vitamin B6. This can escalate into a catastrophic misstep. Vitamin B6 is unique in its paradoxical nature. While a severe deficiency of B6 can indeed cause nerve damage, a prolonged excess or toxicity can also devastatingly damage your nerves. This phenomenon is aptly termed the B6 paradox. If you take high doses of the synthetic form, pyridoxine HCl, over an extended period, it can accumulate in your tissues, reaching neurotoxic levels and quite literally killing nerve endings. I have personally witnessed patients who diligently took 100 milligrams of B6 daily, genuinely believing they were aiding their neuropathy, when in fact they were inadvertently making their condition significantly worse. The guiding rule for B6 supplementation is straightforward: moderation and the correct form. Always seek out the active form, known as P5P, pyridoxal 5-phosphate. This naturally active form is much less likely to build up to toxic levels in your tissues compared to the synthetic pyridoxine HCl. Furthermore, it is imperative to keep the dose reasonable. Typically, a dosage ranging from 25 to 50 milligrams of P5P is more than sufficient for therapeutic benefit and safety. Remember the adage, more is not better, better is better. Therefore, when you examine a nerve support formula, meticulously scrutinize the ingredient label. If you observe pyridoxine HCl listed in massive doses, especially 100 milligrams or higher, it is strongly advisable to place that product back on the shelf. You are seeking a formula that respects the delicate, intricate balance of your neurology, not one that risks overwhelming it with a potentially harmful overdose. Let's discuss a fourth, often overlooked yet incredibly powerful player in the symphony of nerve repair: acetyl L-carnitine, Alcar. While benfodiamine diligently cleans the metabolic pipes and B12 painstakingly rebuilds the crucial insulation of your nerves, Alcar serves as the potent energy booster for the mitochondria, which are the minuscule power plants nestled within every nerve cell. Your nerves are inherently energy-hungry tissues. They demand and consume massive amounts of ATP, adenosine triphosphate, the body's primary energy currency, to efficiently generate and transmit electrical signals. Without adequate energy, nerve signaling falters, leading to the symptoms of neuropathy. Extensive research consistently demonstrates that acetyl L-carnitine significantly helps in reducing neuropathic pain and remarkably improves nerve fiber regeneration by dramatically increasing mitochondrial efficiency and overall energy production within the nerve cells. A comprehensive meta-analysis of multiple clinical trials has showcased significant and consistent pain reduction in patients who supplemented with Alcar. It proves particularly beneficial if your neuropathy presents with concomitant muscle weakness, chronic fatigue, or a general lack of stamina, as it directly addresses the cellular energy deficit. Now, I want to pivot our focus from targeted supplementation to the very environment you are diligently creating inside your body. You can meticulously take all the benfotiamine and other vital nutrients in the world, but if you continue to pour metaphorical gasoline onto a smoldering fire, that fire will inevitably rage on and never truly be extinguished. The gasoline I refer to is inflammation, specifically the pervasive, destructive inflammation directly triggered by industrial seed oils and highly refined carbohydrates. Common vegetable oils, such as soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, and sunflower oil, are alarmingly high in pro-inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids. When these oils are consumed in excess, which is virtually unavoidable if your diet regularly includes processed and packaged foods, they become an integral yet harmful component of your cellular membranes, including those of your nerve cells. This incorporation of imbalanced fatty acids renders your cell membranes rigid, prone to inflammation, and significantly less efficient, further impeding the vital absorption of nutrients and the proper functioning of the cells. If you are genuinely serious about protecting and restoring your nerves, you must initiate a radical oil change for your entire body. Cease consuming the oils that actively clog and inflame your intricate cellular machinery. Instead, make a conscious and immediate switch to stable, anti-inflammatory fats, extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, virgin coconut oil, and traditional butter or ghee from grass-fed sources. These superior fats provide the essential, high-quality raw materials your body desperately needs to rebuild healthy, flexible, and functional lipid layers for your nerve cells, facilitating optimal communication and protection. Furthermore, you must aggressively reduce and ideally eliminate liquid sugars from your diet. Soda, commercially produced fruit juices, often devoid of fiber and loaded with sugar, and sweet tea act as rocket fuel for the glycation process. They cause your blood sugar to spike so rapidly and dramatically that your crucial transketolase enzyme is instantly overwhelmed, unable to cope with the sudden influx of sugar. This creates a relentless cycle of nerve damage. Make the simple yet profound switch to pure water, unsweetened herbal tea, or black coffee. This single, deliberate dietary change alone can significantly lower the burden on your precious nerves by as much as 50% in a mere week, offering immediate and tangible relief to your struggling system. We must also prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally for a fascinating and often unexpected phenomenon known as the awakening. When you embark upon this comprehensive protocol, consistently incorporating benfodiamine, stabilized R-lipoic acid, and methylcobalamin into your daily regimen, your previously dormant or dying nerves may begin to reactivate, to wake up, and sometimes the process of waking up can initially feel uncomfortable, even painful. as a nerve that was once functionally dead begins to fire again to re-establish its connection, you might experience a temporary yet noticeable increase in tingling sensations, sharp zaps, or even a resurgence of burning. This is a common occurrence in our practice. Patients frequently contact me, expressing concern. Dr. Kent, the tingling is actually worse. My reassuring response is almost always the same. Good. That means the line is live again. It means the repair is actively underway. Consider the familiar sensation of a limb that has fallen asleep. When you stand up and blood flow rushes back into it, there's often a painful buzzing, throbbing, and intense prickling as sensation returns. Yet that discomfort is a clear sign of life returning, of circulation being restored. The very same principle applies to neuropathy repair. The sensation often progresses through distinct stages, from profound numbness, the dead phase, to tingling, the waking up phase, to burning, the active repair phase, and eventually, ideally, to normal, healthy sensation. It is absolutely crucial not to abandon the protocol simply because you experience an increase in activity or temporary discomfort. This heightened sensation is frequently a powerful indicator that you are successfully transitioning out of the silent, dangerous zone of permanent damage and moving back into the realm of functional healing tissue. Naturally, if any pain becomes severe or unmanageable, you must always consult your primary care physician to rule out other issues. But it is vital to understand and differentiate between the pain of ongoing damage and the temporary, often positive, sensations associated with genuine healing and nerve regeneration. I also want to underscore the profound role of magnesium. Magnesium is rightly known as the mineral of relaxation, and its importance in nerve health and pain modulation cannot be overstated. It effectively acts to block the NMDA receptors within the nervous system, which are crucial pathways responsible for transmitting and amplifying pain signals. When you are deficient in magnesium, a startling reality for an estimated 70% of seniors, your body's pain volume knob is effectively turned up to its maximum setting, making every sensation more intense and difficult to manage. Incorporating a high-quality magnesium glycinate supplement, ideally taken at night, achieves two significant therapeutic effects. Firstly, it helps to dampen those overactive, irritating pain signals, promoting relaxation and greatly facilitating restful sleep, which is essential for healing. Secondly, and equally important, it actively supports the myriad enzymatic reactions that B vitamins, particularly B1, thiamine, require to function optimally. B1 and magnesium are, in essence, best friends. They work synergistically, amplifying each other's therapeutic benefits and making the entire nerve repair process more efficient. Let's now synthesize all this vital information into a concrete, immediately actionable daily protocol. I refer to this comprehensive approach as the Nerve Revive protocol. Step 1. Morning fuel. With your breakfast, which is crucial and must include some healthy fats, such as eggs or avocado, to aid absorption, take 300 milligrams of benfotiamine and 1,000 micrograms of methylcobalamin B12. This deliberate morning dosage floods your system with essential nerve repair signals precisely as your metabolism awakens, setting a powerful, reparative tone for the day. Step 2. The shield. Take 300 milligrams of stabilized R-lipoic acid. Some individuals find that taking this on an empty stomach enhances absorption. However, if it causes any stomach upset, it is perfectly acceptable and still effective to take it with food. This powerful antioxidant will continue its work of shielding your nerves from oxidative damage throughout the day. Step 3. The energy boost. Take 500 milligrams of acetyl L-carnitine, Alcar, ideally with breakfast. This targeted supplement will immediately boost your mitochondrial efficiency, providing sustained energy for your demanding nerve cells and combating morning fatigue. Step 4. Evening calm. With your dinner or, for maximum benefit, shortly before bedtime, take 200-400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate. This carefully timed dose prepares your nerves for a crucial rest and repair cycle, helping to significantly reduce those bothersome nighttime leg cramps, muscle spasms, and restless sensations that often accompany neuropathy, allowing for more restorative sleep. Step 5. The lifestyle lock. This is perhaps the most fundamental and non-negotiable step. Absolutely eliminate all industrial vegetable oils, soybean, canola, corn, sunflower, safflower, and all sources of liquid sugar, soda, fruit juice, sweet tea from your diet. This dietary overhaul is paramount. Furthermore, commit to a consistent 10-minute walk after your largest meal of the day. This simple yet incredibly potent activity does wonders. It actively utilizes the glucose circulating in your blood before it has a chance to stick to and damage your nerves through glycation. This walking regimen is arguably the cheapest, most effective medicine available, boosting circulation and metabolic health simultaneously. The most common question I receive is, how long does this process take? It is crucial to set realistic expectations. You did not develop neuropathy overnight. It is the insidious culmination of years, often decades, of slow, progressive damage and nutrient depletion. Consequently, you will not fix it overnight. The journey typically unfolds in distinct phases. The first 2 weeks are generally the saturation phase, during which your body's depleted nutrient levels gradually begin to rise to therapeutic concentrations. Weeks 3 to 6 constitute the activation phase, where you might start to feel the initial tingling changes, the subtle shifts as your nerves begin to awaken. Months 3 to 6 are the critical regeneration phase. This is where the truly profound changes occur. You might suddenly realize one day that you haven't consciously thought about your feet all day. A sensation of normalcy you might have forgotten. You might effortlessly button your shirt without needing to look or fumble. Patience, unwavering persistence, and consistency are not merely virtues. They are your most vital prescriptions on this path to recovery. Allow me to share a brief yet deeply moving story about one of my patients, whom we'll call Robert. Robert, at 72 years old, was a retired carpenter, a man whose hands were literally his life, his identity, and his craft. But he had developed such severe numbness in his hands that he could no longer even reliably hold a hammer, let alone work with the precision his trade demanded. The loss was devastating. He sank into a deep depression, feeling his very identity being stripped away. His previous doctor sadly dismissed his concerns, attributing them simply to arthritis and aging. We initiated Robert on our high-dose benfotiamine and lipoic acid protocol, along with the other key components. For the first 4 weeks, he felt dishearteningly little change. He wanted to quit, his hope dwindling, but we encouraged him, emphasizing the importance of consistency. Then, in the 5th week, I received a call from him, his voice thick with emotion. "Doctor," he exclaimed, "I felt the texture of the wood today. It was just a small thing, but it was everything to me." 6 months later, Robert was not only back in his beloved workshop, but he was creating again, meticulously crafting with a renewed sense of purpose and sensation. This wasn't a sudden, unexplainable miracle. This was the powerful, predictable outcome of targeted biochemistry, of giving his body the precise tools it needed to heal. Before concluding, it is absolutely essential to be aware of certain contraindications. If you are currently undergoing chemotherapy, it is imperative that you discuss any potential use of alpha-lipoic acid or B vitamins with your oncologist before starting, as some antioxidants can, in certain circumstances, interfere with specific chemotherapy drugs. If you have hyperthyroidism, you should exercise caution with L-carnitine and consult your doctor. And as always, if you have chronic kidney disease, you simply must review any proposed supplement changes with your nephrologist, as your kidneys are responsible for processing these minerals and nutrients, and appropriate adjustments may be necessary. Your safety is paramount. Our goal is to meticulously build health, not to inadvertently create new variables or complications. To unequivocally wrap this up, understand this profound truth. You are not powerless. The debilitating numbness, the burning, the tingling in your feet and hands are not an irreversible sentence. They are a critical signal, a desperate plea from your body telling you that the crucial fuel lines are clogged and the delicate wires are frayed and stripped. You now possess the comprehensive map, the precise knowledge, to not only interpret this signal, but to actively fix it. You comprehend the fundamental difference between the largely useless water-soluble B1 and the vitally effective benfotiamine. You understand the transformative power of stabilized R-lipoic acid and the critical role of methylcobalamin. You are now acutely aware that your existing medications might inadvertently be draining your body of essential nutrients. You are, from this moment forward, the empowered CEO of your own health. Do not passively wait for the insidious silence of permanent nerve damage to descend. Begin today with informed action to nourish and rebuild your precious nerves. If this deep dive into the intricate workings of your nervous system has truly opened your eyes and sparked a renewed sense of hope, I urge you to take two crucial actions. First, share this invaluable information, this beacon of hope, with someone you deeply love who may be suffering in silence, feeling lost and without answers. Second, subscribe to this channel. We are purposefully cultivating a vibrant community of proactive individuals who resolutely refuse to accept decline as an inevitable consequence of aging. In my forthcoming video, I will bravely tackle another condition often deemed impossible to reverse: high blood pressure, and I will reveal a specific vegetable extract capable of relaxing arteries in a remarkable 45 minutes. You absolutely will not want to miss that revelation. Click the notification bell to stay informed. Please leave a comment below and share your story. I personally read every single one, and always remember this unwavering truth: your body is an astonishing marvel, inherently designed to heal itself. You simply need to provide it with the right tools, the precise instructions, and the unwavering support it requires. I'm Dr. Michael Kent. Stay strong and keep fighting for your health.